I was going to have pickets on the top of my fence on the White House. And actually someone said, no, don't do that. Because they'll mount heads on it eventually. So anyway though, apparently the White House, and at some point in time, I think somewhere around 1800s or 1500s, somewhere around there in America's existence. Sure enough, someone mounted heads on the White House, on the whole front fence of the White House. They were slaves or something like that. Anyway, apparently it's happened. That's why those pickets are actually there on the White House fence. Somebody mounted heads on them at some point in time in the White House or America's history. Sometime in the past, someone did, I guess. I don't really know. Like I say, it's been covered up. There should be pictures. There might even be pictures of heads on the White House picket fence or the front fence. I am not really sure. Anyway, though, I do remember something about that where somebody had taken over the White House and actually mounted heads on the fence, of course. So anyway, though, luckily I wasn't around for that. So apparently anytime you have a spike on the top of a fence, someone mounts a head on, puts a head on it or something like that. I don't really know. Not really my thing. I would never order that. But apparently it's really popular with some other people. So anyway, yeah. There are lots of people in this universe and world. So anyway, most of them know about Lucifer. So me. Anyway, I can't really tell you exactly all about all the history and everything else. But apparently the White House didn't have any kind of pokey things on the top until someone decided to mount heads. And I think it happened somewhere after Washington or something. Someone had mounted, during the Civil War or something, one of the people had taken over the White House and mounted heads on the fence posts. Mostly the slaves or something like that. They took all the black people and they cut off their heads or something like that and mounted them on the fence, and a couple of other people apparently. I'm not really sure. Like I say, there should be pictures or at least some story about it, but apparently it's happened in the past. So probably sometime after I was killed or something like that. I don't really know. Anyway, so very interesting about that. And then from then on, the White House had those little pickets on the front on the fence, except they added some. There weren't so many. You could put a head easier on there, and then they added some to make it, to blend it in or something like that. Somebody. Anyway, yeah, I didn't know that they always put heads on fences with, anytime there's a picket or a thing, they call them headstands. Because someone always puts a head on them. So, like even that little fence that originally didn't have what's called until later on they added them. Anyway, apparently in time and space and history that just always happens. I don't know. There's a couple other people that know a lot more about history than I do. Anyway, yeah. So apparently I've been sheltered or something else like that from a lot of history or something. So, but I mean, like I say, I'm the creator to humanity. I'm the real Lucifer and the one who invented and came up with the American government. So my life has always been very interesting and different. So, I mean, I named America, like I say, and invented flight and the steam engine and created a race, humanity. Well, nine of them, or 12, so yeah. Anyway, until the human race actually killed me. But I don't think it was a human. Some people say it was America that killed me or someone. I don't really know. I was really kind of confused about that. I was like, really? America killed me? Anyway, America only exists for 1 million years, and I thought they had existed longer, but oh well. I was like, wait a minute. My civilization lasted at least 100 million years. And they said, well, yes, your civilization did, but not America. It's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So anyway, I was informed as to some very interesting things by some others. So anyway, yeah, about that. So anyway, it's unfortunate. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, apparently there's this big war between Bush and the Bush family and the Kennedy family or something. They're like elite rulers of the world. There's 5 families, apparently, they said. They said, yeah, there's about 5 families in the world that consider themselves elite rulers of the earth. I was like, 5 of them? That's interesting. Huh. And they rule the earth. It's like, yeah, they control all the media. They own all the TV stations. And they control the earth. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yep. Apparently they stole my money some time ago in the past or something like that. And then they took over. It's like, huh. And I thought the Scottish were bad. Anyway, yeah. So, and then they just kind of fight against each other by putting out fake news or something else like that. And cause wars or problems for each other and just laugh about it. I was like, huh. Well, that's interesting. So these elite rich families, like, yeah. They just put out things and see what the public will do just for fun. I was like, huh. Interesting. So they're just playing civilization and humanity like a game. Like, yeah. I'm like, interesting. I see. Anyway, so it was news to me. I was like, oh, really? Wow. Yeah, that. Apparently it is very known who these families are to everyone else. Anyway, they were wondering who I was. And now they know. Actually, they found out a long time ago. And then they just moved to lobotomize me and kill me. Because they control the laws of the world. It's like, yeah, about that. Anyway, someone said, yeah, they're responsible for the death of your German family. And I'm like, oh, well, I was just staying with them, and they were actually mafia, I think, or something like that, if I remember right. So, yeah. They had a cute daughter, like I say, and I was just kicking it with them, or would have been. So, anyway, yeah, at least that's what I remember. So, yeah, it kind of confused some other people, too. I was like, well, actually, I'm a couple million or a trillion years old, and I was just kicking it with this family that was mafia or whatever, and anyway, someone else was like, blah, 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 and assumed they were my parents, and killed them. And then there was my family on the Titanic, which really wasn't my family. They were just more people working for me coming. They were going to be my family, because I liked them. But anyway, something like that. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I don't know what to tell people. Yeah, you know. Eventually, humanity, I guess, figures it out, or people. So, anyway. Oh, well. Finally, I get to tell my side of the story. Tell my side of the story. It's like, I don't really need to tell my side. People just know. I mean, you don't create a race without, or even lead a race without people knowing about you. So, anyway, apparently Kennedys or Carters or Bushes just didn't understand. Maybe they will someday. Probably not. Maybe the Trumpies. The Trumpies of the world. Anyway, I guess he maybe doesn't understand either. I don't really know. Yeah, I mean, the Kennedys or a couple of the families were quoted in saying they were more powerful than God. Just about any family that says that they're more powerful than God means that they know of me and they've killed me or had something to do with my killing or death. It's almost like one of those things. When you say you're more powerful than God, that means you've actually killed or have known of me and known of my death. And actually we're a part of. And also put a black mark on your race as well as your civilization. Like I say, some races will just go and kill anyone that does that. Like, oh, we know what you are now. Goodbye. You're the kind that kills the people that help you and lead you, right? So yeah, usually it ends badly for the race that does, because other races or other civilizations are like, well, I might as well just take you over and kill all of you. So oh well. like I said, not my thing. Once they killed me, it was like, free game.